Thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. My name is Cliff. I've been doing a series called 99 Problems But My God Ain't One. This video, I want to go back to another video that I made earlier in this series. I did a video called The World, and good thing that these videos are only 15 minutes long, or I could just ramble on forever and just continue about almost every topic. I will escalate my site to include videos that just continue and just have just one video per message. But this is going back to number 11, and it's going to be number or part 2. I'm going to explain about the world, the real world that we live in, the makeup of the world. Basically, we're taught that we're a little speck in the stratosphere of a bunch of trillions and billions of stars, but nothing could be further from the truth. We are all that there is. This is what the Bible says, and this is the way it really is. We basically live in what is considered to be or known to be like a dome, and the elite that rule this world, they all know it, and they as I alluded to in my other video, that they put these things or these messages right in our movies or TV shows, and they do these things in plain sight. Well, recently I tried to explain this to my daughter, how the world is really based on the light source, the sun that we get, that shines right at us, and we look up in the sky and we can see the light coming from the sun, and we can see where it is and how it breaks through the clouds. So I gave her a little model, and I want to give that to you all right now. Okay, so I got a piece of paper right here. I want you all to take a piece of paper and basically cut 2 holes, one on each end. Basically, I'm just going to mark it. I guess the holes could be about the size of a penny. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain it to you so you can do it. I'm going to cut 2 holes just like that near each end of the piece of paper. And then what you're going to do with this piece of paper is somehow suspend it 1 to 2 feet above the ground. Okay, 1 to 2 feet above the surface of the ground in your home or your room. Okay, once you do that, I'm going to ask you to get a light source, and we want to do this in the dark, like at night. Okay, it's not night here, but even though it's a little bit dark in here, I do use the room light. But we're going to do this in the dark. Once we suspend this sheet of paper above the ground, about 1 to 2 feet, anything inside that, make sure that we do not cover the holes that we made. Make sure that the holes are visible from the top, okay? And you can look right through them to see the ground, okay? And after you do that, I'm going to ask you to turn out your lights. Make sure that it's pitch dark, and grab some sort of light source, like a flashlight or the light on your phone. This model I gave to my daughter. Make sure that it's close to somewhere where you can get elevated, like the side of your bed or a chair. So once you have that piece of paper, you get on top of your chair. Make sure the lights are out, and then you come up with your light source. Right? Go to the highest part of your ceiling and shine down towards that model that you put above the ground. Okay? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this sheet of paper right here. It's got 2 holes in it, and I'm going to use it to represent a cloud. This is going to be a cloud, okay? And the cloud has holes in the center of it, okay? You can see, you look in the sky, you see clouds, and they have holes that the sunlight breaks through every so often. If the cloud gets between you and the sunlight, you'll see the rays breaking through the holes in the cloud, right? Okay, so I'm going to use this to represent the cloud, okay? And the holes are the areas where there's a breakage in the cloud. Okay, I'm going to use this as an apparatus. I'm going to show you my apparatus right here. And I'm going to build an apparatus. I'll show you just a sec. Okay, the reason why I wanted to do this is because if I can't explain this to you, I really don't want to do this anymore. Everyone should be able to see this. Giving you a complete diagram, and it shows and indicates that the sun is closer than what we've been told all our lives. The lies that we've been told are not real. So as you can see, I set up this mechanism here that remember, the paper is supposed to be the cloud. The tape holding up the cloud, just think of that as invisible, okay? And I'm just using a couple of drawers to extend the cloud over the ground. The ground represents the earth, okay? So I'm going to turn out the lights, and I'm going to use the cloud to show the representation of how the sun works, shining its light through the cloud. Okay? Okay, here we go. Okay, here I am. I'm using a phone light, so it's not that bright. And as you can see, right now I'm at the top of the ceiling. And as you can understand, this is not to scale. There's no way that this can ever be to scale. I'd be in the air at least another, I'll be actually at the clouds if I was to scale. This is only about 8 feet in the air, pointing down to a cloud that would be massive if this were to scale. But as you can see, pointing straight down, the parts or portions going through the holes in the cloud go straight down to the ground, and they look almost parallel to the cloud. All right, so this shows, here's an example. The sun pointing down at two people, two kids actually, and this is a photo that was taken very likely in Honolulu or Hawaii, where the where the sun goes right over the city or the island. Okay, and you're looking at the kids, and you can see that their shadow is right underneath them. Here's another lady. She's just photoing herself and in front of her body, and you can see that she's standing on her own shadow. Okay, let's get back to my diagram here. Okay, I'm bringing the light closer to the cloud, much closer, and as you can see, the light areas through the cloud are getting bigger and wider apart. So if you can notice, that light doesn't bend. That light, or the sun I got, is almost directly over the cloud. And it creates an angle through the light going straight down to the ground. Both rays touch the ground. They actually touch the ground at an angle. If you notice the angle properly, both angles go straight through the holes in the cloud, and they give you an idea of where the sun is in the sky. Okay, now look at this diagram or this photo here of a real picture of the sun rays bursting through the clouds. What do you see? You can see the rays bursting through the clouds and coming down and touching somewhere on the ground. What does this tell you? Well, first of all, that cloud is not right beside the sun, or is it? Because it would have to be close to 93 million miles in the air for the clouds, for the rays to be making an angle. What's going on? Maybe the sun is much closer to the clouds than we've been taught all our lives. Are you hearing this? The lie has been given to us all our lives, and we've just never, ever thought that what we've been told wasn't true. So what I've just explained to you is explained or told in the Bible. First chapter of Genesis. This is the King James Version. Verse 14 through 18. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good.